the 3 Gila River casinos.
This is the Ford F-150, the only pickup with a high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body bolted to a high-strength steel frame. It's also a wake-up call for every full-size pickup in its class. No body rust, most towing, best payload, highest gas mileage. This is the Ford F-150, and every other truck is history.
Now get a 2015 F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months or up to $7,800 total savings. Only at your Arizona Ford dealers.
Your exclusive AccuWeather forecast with Christy Siefkin on Fox 10 News.
Today's temps pretty similar to what we saw out there yesterday. Another warm one, especially for all of those fans out there. 103 right now at Sky Harbor. The wind's pretty light. We're looking about 5 miles an hour out of the east, and the dew point still in the 50s. So there's an indication of some moisture out there. But just like on your Saturday, we're not really seeing any activity. As we zoom in more closely on the state, you'll notice that we've got a pretty clear picture. Just some high clouds streaming to the north of us, starting to pick up a few of those in northwestern Arizona. But all in all, high pressure, the dominant feature, and that means a few more days of very warm and relatively dry conditions for us here. Looking at those numbers, anywhere from 104 in Bullhead City to 104 for Lake Havasu. Yuma just a few degrees warmer than that, into the mid-70s for Flagstaff. Phoenix well above triple digits right now, and 94 for Safford. Looking at other valley locations, you'll notice those numbers are anywhere from 99 in Gateway to triple digits for Buckeye and for Goodyear. Below the century mark for Deer Valley, though, 101 at Scottsdale, and Sky Harbor currently coming in at 103 degrees. Yesterday coming in above average, and the same story once again today, topping out at 103, so slightly cooler. We saw a high of 105 yesterday, and back in 1989 we set the record of 108. You'll remember yesterday our record temperature was also back in 89, so a stretch of warm weather throughout that period. The next several days they are going to be above average. We're looking at 103 into 106, eventually starting to cool down later on into the work week. Here's a look at the national picture, and we're going to go ahead and see some showers along the Gulf coastline up into the mid-Atlantic region, and otherwise just looking at a warm day throughout the country. Overnight lows tonight will be warm, upper 70s in those lower deserts, 41 for Window Rock, 65 for Safford. Then for tomorrow, we're looking at 90 for Globe, 105 Lake Havasu, 105 for Yuma, and then right here in the valley after a warm evening in the upper 70s. Tomorrow we'll warm up into triple digits, and you're going to continue to see those warm numbers into the middle of the work week right now. Let's take it on over to Carson Palmer.
Couple pressures and safety blitzes, and he does such a good job in protection stuff, and helps me out, gives me a chance to hold the ball for a second longer, and he's a great addition to this team.
Did you guys take another step forward offensively today, or is it just a continuation of the best?
You know, I think that's the goal. We'll have to look at the film. I know it wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty. There's definitely a ton of things that can improve on and continue to get better at. Myself putting us in that silly situation on the interception, just something. I can't do that to us. I can't do that to our defense. But for our defense to respond like that, get the ball back for us, and give us a second chance, that's just not normal. But just a great defensive display of protecting our house, protecting our grass, being physical, and winning the one-on-one matches. And when they make mistakes, us make.
Have a good time. She also posted, "I've been schooled.
I'm just excited to be."
Move. This is Pope Francis leaving American soil now. We saw him close up in the picture. Some of you on social media are saying he was drinking Adirondack water. Everybody watching his every movement through the window because we couldn't miss it. We had a nice close-up shot there. We saw the pilot finally close his window because he was giving some photo ops of his own in the front of the plane with his window open, the flag waving. But now everything is tucked in. And those wheels are going to lift as soon as that plane gets into the air, and Pope Francis is on his way from American soil to Europe. And we were watching this scene just a few days ago. He landed. Us getting to know him, him getting to know our nation. Wonder what his thoughts will be. I spoke earlier that I wondered if he would write about it or talk about it in the coming days. We'll be very curious to see. And so many of you have been sharing your thoughts and images all over the internet and in interviews with local media.
To make that catch and come down with that ball inbounds and to hold on to it. There's a handful of guys that can do that, and he's one of them.
Carson, when you say he's different from any other special player, what do you mean?
He's transformed himself. He spent so much time early on in his career, one-on-one on the outside, catching a lot of deeper patterns, stuck on one side of the
International Airport. A nation in wait now.
absolutely crushed. And